here in Branson, not only can you find some wonderful places to eat, shopping is incredible, the shows, but sometimes you need to get out among the Ozarks and really enjoy the beauty. And what better way to do it than Branson Zipline at Wolfe Mountain?
Our very first zip line and one of the best in Southwest Missouri.
I mean, this is a top-ranked zip line. I mean, a lot of thought went behind this whole project. And Mingo Arvizu is here. He's the operations manager. Mingo,
yes, sir.
So good to have you here.
Thank you.
Welcome to Byron Radio.
Thank you so much.
How long have you been in this position there at
I started there in February.
Okay.
And have just been getting familiar, getting my feet settled and recognizing what the job is, but it has been nothing but fun. I promise you, it has been a blast.
Wolfe Mountain offers a variety of exciting adventures for the whole family, whether you're obsessed with snow tubing, love the thrill of free-falling 100 feet, which I don't know if I could do that, but or ziplining through the Ozark Mountains. It's whatever your style is, they've got you covered. And I tell you, I have done the zip line, and it is beautiful. My whole family did, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, several years ago. So we've experienced it. And even my wife did, who was a little apprehensive, about...
we're pretty good at dealing with folks that are a little apprehensive.
Yes.
Our guides are excellent at, helping people get past those... those nervous feelings. If you're not used to those kind of heights and that kind of speed, it might seem a little intimidating, but they're all really good at talking people into the fun.
Is there age requirements? Is there somebody who can't get on the zip line?
Well, we have kind of a weight requirement. There's really not an age requirement. And as far as the weight, I mean, if you're over 270 pounds, that's kind of pushing it. But if you are under that, you're good to go. And then on the bottom end, you need to weigh at least 70 pounds. And that one's not necessarily a safety issue. That's about, making sure that our guides don't have to go out and retrieve you off the line over and over again. Yeah. So, but if you are, like if we're having a day that's kind of slow, we can take somebody that's got a smaller weight, but we have to make sure that the harness fits.
Okay.
And then that's it.
Mingo, just how high are we talking about from when we're hooked to the line and we're zipping through the trees there?
Some of our towers will have you up at about 40 feet. The Everest Tower, where we do the blue streak into it and then do the 100-foot free fall, is a 100-foot tower. Oh. So, yeah, that one's, and that free fall, you don't fall for the whole 100 feet. It's a power fan that kind of arrests your fall, starting at about probably 50 to 60 feet.
But 30 feet above that, your heart's arrested, though, right?
Yeah, that can very much happen. Whenever I first went on that, I was just like looking at the highway and thinking, when the next car passes, I'll step off, because I couldn't look down. I knew if I looked down, it was going to be a big hurdle. So I just looked at the highway and made it right off. And boy, once you get going, it's just so much fun.
So, Mingo, there's actually more than one zip line to choose from at Wolfe Mountain.
Yes. Yeah. We have 7 lines, and we can break it up. We can do kind of an avalanche, which is basically this is something that we do for groups, large groups. We'll start halfway down the course. The avalanche includes the bottom half of the course, and then they can also snowflex. That's a bundle. And then we and the Snowflex Hill is a blast. If you've never tried that, you got to come out. You get yourself seated in a tube, and we'll send you over the hill.
Now, that's not something you have to wait till it snows in the wintertime.
Not at all. That's all year round, and any weather we can snowflex, and it's so much fun. The kids love it. And it's really popular. It's become pretty popular around Christmas time. So after Thanksgiving, people are lining up to get on that thing, and it just kind of goes with the.
Now, is that something you enjoy as solo, or can multiple people get on the?
Oh yeah, we can do groups of up to 8 holding on to one another, and we can have like these tube snakes going down the hill, or a big tube circle, or So yeah, we can send groups down at once.
So I understand one of your oldest participants was 92 years old.
Yes, sir.
And then you recently had a couple that celebrated their 60th anniversary on the zip line.
Yes.
Okay. So is that unusual? Do you see people more and more?
No, I see a lot of older folks coming and getting on the lines. They have so much fun. It was funny. There was a group of 3 older ladies the other day, and the first lady was dragging her friends along. You could tell she was like, "This is a bucket list item, something I've wanted to do for a really long time." And I grabbed my girls and made them come with me. And it was funny because when they got out on the course, she was the one that was a little more reticent, and the other 2 were having a ball. So yeah, and we do have a lot of folks like that joining us, and We've been accommodating large groups too,
Yeah.
which is something that I'd love to point out because, whenever we get a group of a certain size, we can basically set up what we call a power zip, and that's putting guides at every tower so that, the whole group can get up at the top, start down, and then just go all the way down the hill. They'll meet new guides at each tower.
Okay.
And so we've done that. We're looking forward to, facilitating that kind of action for as many groups as want to come. So
Okay. So what's most unique about Wolfe Mountain compared to other area zip lines? And there's a couple around.
Well, we do have a pretty large course. We've got the sky bridges. We've got the 7 lines. We when you add in the Blue Streak and the Power Fan Free Fall, that's a huge plus that some of the others don't have. And then I think one of the most important things to recognize is that we are the only ACCT accredited zip line in the area.
So what does that mean?
That is the Association of Challenge Course Technology. It is an accreditation service that literally comes in and makes certain that every one of the companies that are associated with them are following a very strict set of standards.
Yes.
So our safety level has just improved greatly upon getting involved with them.
And let's say this too, Mingo. I would just suggest for those who maybe want to bring their grandchildren here to Branson just to have some one-on-one time with the kids, give mom and dad a break. I love bringing my grandkids places. When you come out to Wolfe Mountain, one of the things, you might not jump on the zip line yourself, but while you're waiting for the grandkids to go have that adventure on the zip lines, what you have there, the gift shop, it's beautiful.
Thank you so much. We're very proud of it. We have a fantastic selection of interesting items that have been curated by Vicki, who completely runs our gift shop. She's done an amazing job of just getting an eclectic mix of items. You can find some really neat things in there, but it's an awesome gift shop.
Now, were you the last one to see that big grizzly bear alive that's in your gift shop?
No, I'm afraid I wasn't. But he is something, and he's still there.
Yes.
He's available for sale. Everything in our gift shop is available for sale.
It's about 10, 12 feet tall. I mean, maybe more.
Oh, yeah. And we have just the decor in there is really exciting.
Yes.
People can spend an hour just walking around in there and looking at things.
There's like a little balcony you can set out and just enjoy the beautiful Ozarks. Talk about some of the wildlife possibilities. There's a lot of wildlife in the Ozarks. So
for sure.
While I'm zipping around, what am I likely or possibly going to see when I'm out there?
Well, you're most likely going to see a squirrel. Yeah, we got plenty of those. And, every now and then I spot a lot of box turtles. I sometimes will, slow my Can-Am down as I'm going up the hill because I don't want to, hurt a little guy. Right. We got that. We got raccoons. You can see the possum occasionally. But on our sky bridges, there is an owl that has been living in a dead, hollowed-out tree off to the right of the sky bridges, and he will stand there and watch people go by every now and again. Sometimes he's a little intimidated by the size of the crowd that's crossing the sky bridges, but most of the time he'll just sit there and watch him go.
Wow, I love that. Okay, if we want to maximize our adventure, what do you require from participants before they hook up?
Well, you want to have closed-toed shoes. You want to be prepared to zip, so you want to have comfortable athletic sort of clothing. On a sunny day, make sure you're bringing some sunblock. You might want to, wear like a hat. You could wear like a boonie hat under your helmet. Or a ball cap under your helmet. But yeah, we got to gear you up. And you've just got to be ready for fun.
Yeah. What about inclement weather? I mean, is there a place that you have to say we can't let you go down the zip line?
Oh, I'll tell you what. If you could see, I've got mud on my pants because today I was driving people up in the Can-Am and I'd gotten dressed because somebody said this was on video. And I'm like, okay. And I was driving in the rain. I mean, an hour ago I was soaking wet. But yeah, we don't stop for weather unless the wind gets too high or there's lightning within a 10-mile radius.
Okay.
So we can zip in the rain, we can zip in the snow, we've zipped in all kinds of conditions. Yeah,
I'm shaking in my boots. I have a fear of heights. What can you do to help me get on that line?
Once you gear up and you recognize the level of concern and effort we put into the safety of our guests, it really does put people at ease. And then when you see like a 9-year-old just jump on the line, go ahead of you, then you're like, well, I better go.
You better go. Well, I will say this, it's anytime you do something new for the first time, there's a little anticipation and excitement and little butterflies. But once you go off that first drop, and you really aren't dropping, really.
No,
I mean, you're secure there. It's just you're just really zipping. And once you experience that, oh my goodness, you're going to love it.
It is so fun.
Yeah.
And when you settle in your harness on the line, it's like you're sitting down in a chair.
Yes.
And then you just take off.
Yeah.
And it's just the most exhilarating, thrilling thing you could ask for.
And the guides out there, with you, they make it fun. They really, really do.
Thank you for noticing that.
They do. They really do.
We have some great guides. I tell them every day, I'm like, look, anybody can hook somebody up in a harness and put their trolley on a line and send them rolling, but it's you guys that really make the difference. Yes. And I encourage them to have fun with their guests, to get to know them, find out who they are, what they're from, what they like, and just have fun. And they do. They have a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, Lynn, what about that 100-foot drop? You ready for it?
I have only done it once.
You have done it.
And it was at the very beginning when it was first opened. And we bring a lot of outdoor writers to town. And we had 125 last year. And the thing that they chose, the Snowflex.
Snowflex, okay.
They went repeatedly on that hill.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun.
It is so much fun. We encourage our Bot Radio Network listeners to come out to Wolfe Mountain and enjoy the Branson Zipline there. What about getting tickets, Mingo?
Just go to bransonzipline.com. You can order everything online. You can order insurance for your tickets so that if you want to bail for any reason, you don't have to worry about that. We're prepared to go in the rain, but some others aren't so much. So just, it's like really affordable insurance for your tickets. You can get them right there online. You can buy any of our packages there. You can find out all about hours and what is necessary, what kind of, so anything that I was mentioning about how to prepare for it, it's all right there online as well. And that's at bransonzipline.com or Wolfe Mountain Branson.com.
So, and the earliest you take out groups, and what's the earliest, and when's the last zip?
Our first tour usually goes out at 9:15. When we get into the busy season, we're going to push it to 9:15 in the morning. You'd want to get there at about 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then we can go all the way up. And our last tour books out at 6 in the busy season. Right now, our last tour's booking at 5.
Okay.
So we'll make that switch here pretty soon.
Mingo, on a personal note, what's your favorite summertime adventure here in Branson?
Wow. Well, I guess I should say Branson Zipline. No, I absolutely love what we do out there, and it is a lot of fun. But boy, I can't even tell you how much I love just the water that's available in this part of the country. We got 3 amazing lakes right here, and if you're a fisherman, you can experience every kind of fishing in this area. We got the warm water of Table Rock, we've got the ice cold water of Taneycomo, and then you get over to Bull Shoals and get all that muddy water fishing, and so much to here for the outdoor sportsman. I particularly love to jump in a canoe and just float.
Yeah,
that is one of my favorite things to do.
I love it.
Yeah.
And you worked for a time out at Silver Dollar City too, didn't you?
I did. Years and years ago, I was out there and had a blast. I worked with the street crew. We were the street performers. I played this crazy mountain man figure, and I used to bust out of the woods and entertain people waiting in lines, and they wouldn't be able to tell really whether I was a real hillbilly or just some guy. It was so fun because they would seem so shocked because I would take long routes to be able to do that, but it was a lot of fun.
That's a great trip.
Mingo, thank you so much. Again, friend, get your tickets. Branson Zipline at Wolfe Mountain. You don't want to miss it. Great attraction here. Mingo, thanks so much for joining Bot Radio.
Such a pleasure.